Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 23 updates and spoilers. Happy Friday. This is not when we usually meet. I'm sorry, background later on a movie, so I'm not going to be able to do this at our usual time. But I did still want to uh, get in a hangout with you guys and talk about what happened last night. Um, so, our house guests of the day are Anona Osentowski and Nina Dow. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so, so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's pretty cool. And I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that is also a fantastic way to support this channel and keep us doing what we're doing. So Jody Cortez, Nina Sosa, Christopher Brown, John S., Music Lover 21, Xanthi 73, Kylie Gregg, Michelle C, Vajrath, Xanthi 73, Christopher Brown, Lisa, and Andy W. Thank you all so much. We really, really do appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone being here early tonight. Woo! So if you're watching this later on, no worries. These are always archived after we go live. But I mean, it's the last week of the season, so I guess you guys knew that already. All right, let's get started. So last night, we saw the not live POV ceremony and eviction. Xavier did not use the power of veto, which means that Big D was the sole vote to evict, and he evicted Kylan. And then what happened after that was unbelievable. Oh, the doggies are here. Kylan got really nasty on his way out, and he brought up Xavier's nephew. And we have seen Kylan talk about Xavier and Tiffany's families on the live feeds before, which was just like tacky and like, ugh. But then for him to say that during the live show was just like a whole new level of low. It was absolutely terrible. I got to give Xavier some serious props again for not punching Kylan in the face. But of course, he knew Kylan was looking for a reaction in that moment. So I'm glad that he did not give in to Kylan. I mean, Julie had to even yell at Kylan to leave. I think Julie got kind of nervous when Kylan like reached for his Big Brother cup on his way out. All right. But anyway, then after that, Kylan had the audacity to ask if he can come back for another season. No. Okay. So we also learned last night that America's favorite, the voting is now open, and the prize has been bumped up to $50,000. So that's pretty exciting. Can't wait to see how that plays out. But moving on from Kylan's grossness last night. The feeds were down until about 11 p.m. Big Brother time. And while they were down, house guests were busy. There was a lot going on. They got videos from home, video messages from home. They filmed the whole like walk down memory lane meal. It looks like they had a lot of food left over. And they also played part 1 of the final HOH competition. And just to give you guys a refresher, the final HOH is traditionally a 3-parter. I guess this is a good refresher for Big D because he's never seen a full season apparently. But it's a 3-part competition. Part 1 is traditionally an endurance comp. Part 2, some sort of puzzle or questions about days and events that happen throughout the season with a physical element involved. And then part 3 is usually booth questions about the jurors and their games. So yeah, last night, true to form, was an endurance competition, and Xavier won part 1. I mean, I think we could have guessed that was probably going to happen, right? Either Xavier or Azza winning that one. So yeah, it seems like it may have been that like marionette one where they're suspended in the air and their arms and legs are like separated. Big Brother's basically trying to like freaking pull them apart. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, they introduced that one a few seasons ago, and Big Brother was like spraying water at them, of course, and all that jazz. But we find out that Big D was the first one out, and then Azza. Are we surprised? But that means that Xavier advances right to part 3 on finale night, and Azza and Big D will be facing off in part 2, which should be happening on Saturday. So after the feeds came back, Xavier was alone in the yacht club bedroom, and he said, "What kind of role model are you for your nephew? You know what, Kai? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you by winning." First part, done. So then he's like pacing around the house for a little while. And a few minutes later, he says, "One more comp. One more comp between you and Final Two. One more comp between you and potentially $750,000. I mean, yeah, it's looking pretty good for Xavier at this point, unless like Azza wins these final competitions. But anyway, the house guests were all hanging out together last night. They all spent some time talking about Kylan and his ridiculous exit. And they have no regrets about getting rid of Kylan. And I think his reaction to being evicted really helped them feel okay about it. They feel good about the move. Xavier feels like the blind side was the right call because Kylan could have been pulling crap like that all week, trying to guilt trip people, campaigning up until the last minute. But because he was blindsided, they didn't have to deal with that. It was just like some, like, I don't know, one very uncomfortable minute right as he was leaving. It felt like ages as that was happening, but I'm not sure how long it actually was. But anyway, yeah, I would agree that the blind side was the right call there for sure. So then in other news, Big D and Xavier confirmed they do still want to go to the final 2 together. They do not want Azza to make it to the end because they're assuming she will get all of the votes from the women. And also Azza played an honest game and they did not, so they don't want to go up against her. So at this point, it looks like Azza would need to win part 2 and part 3 to make it to the final 2. Nobody is going to be taking her there. So we'll see what happens. But that was basically it last night. Today is supposed to be a chill day. No competitions or anything going on. The house guests are excited to get takeout for dinner. And then part 2, that should be happening Saturday, tomorrow. So there is an episode tonight. And unfortunately, our recap is going to be a little bit delayed. We're not going to be able to post it until tomorrow. I'm sorry. But again, I am working later and it's going to be a later shoot. So we're not going to be able to film a recap tonight, but it will be up tomorrow. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's where we're at. Outside of the house, things are going to be getting interesting. I'm really curious to see what it's going to be like when Kylan joins up with the rest of the jury. A lot of people have been asking what happens when Kylan is evicted. Does he go to the jury house? Like, what's the deal? Traditionally, fourth place does not go to the jury house at all. So they meet up, they stay in a hotel, and then they meet up with everybody else in the jury at the jury round table. And that is where they kind of like confront each other, whatever. They have the jury round table. And then I believe the whole jury is sent to separate hotel rooms. They do not go back to the jury house because they don't want everyone talking game after the round table. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens once Kylan meets up with the rest of the jury, but we'll see. So I want to thank all of today's super chatters because you guys are amazing, and you got to bear with me because mom is out right now, so I gotta do all this myself. But Sheena123, thank you so much for the super chat. And Sheena says, "Hey Maddie, do you think CBS would bring Kylan back for another season of Big Brother after what he did last night? Great job, Maddie and Janet." Thanks. I would say no, but you never know. Maybe they want to bring him back as like a villain or something. I could totally see that happening. But I would lean more towards no, because that was a really dirty move on his part. And I don't think they like that. But thank you again for the super chat. Nina Sosa, thank you so much as always for the super chat. Randall Westgard, let's get you on here. Randall, thank you so much for the super chat. And he says, "Thanks for all your hard work. Who would you like to see on Celebrity Big Brother?" Oh, thank you so much for watching. I would like to see, I always go more for like the reality stars when I'm thinking of like who I would want to see, because I feel like that's more realistic than like actors and stuff. Which, I mean, they probably will have like some D-listers. I would love to see Kathy Griffin, speaking of D-list, but I don't think she would be on. I would love to see like some of the Real Housewives. I love Bravo, so anybody from like Bravo shows. Somebody brought up Kate Chastain from Below Deck. That would be super super fun. I don't know. I usually go more for like the Bravo celebrities. But also, of course, Tiffany Pollard. I would love to see her on for sure. Lori Roti, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me make sure everybody's on the list so we can thank you guys tomorrow as well. Okay. And Lori says, thank you for all you do for us. Thank you for all you guys do for us. Eric N, thank you so much. I told you guys in a different stream, I'm very self-conscious about how slow I write. But Eric says, thanks for another great season. See you, Kai, right? I'm not upset that he's gone. Oh my God. Makes my life so much easier. All right. Vajrath, thank you so much, as always, for the super chat. And Vajrath says, so sorry for humble Kai. His graceful, mature exit will no doubt lock in his America's Favorite Player win, I'm so sure. Wink! Right? Never a more graceful exit. Rick Fountain, thank you so much for the super chat. And that's an adorable little sticker right there. Thank you. Oops. Okay. John S, thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Somebody was asking, there's another episode tonight? Yes, there is. I'm not really sure how they will be filling the time. I don't know if today is the walk down memory lane thing or what. I guess we're going to see their messages from home. But other than that, I don't know. I guess it's the walk down memory lane, and then Sunday will be the part 1 of the HOH competition, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. I know, I'm sure a lot of you guys want to go watch Taryn. I know Taryn starts at 11 a.m. So I will say my goodbyes, because I gotta get some stuff done before I gotta work later too. So, oh, Vajra, thank you again so much. He says, I can see Kai wanting to meet up with the jurors for individual meetings to explain and justify his game. No more one-on-ones. No. All right. So thank you again all so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have the episode recap and another spoiler video. So thank you all so much. And until next time, much love. Bye.